Let me turn that down, and I mean, clank. Off the glass.
Angel Reese just fired back at her critics, saying if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But here's the thing, her teammate is doing it, and doing it better. We're comparing Reese's stats to Camila Cados's, and you won't believe the difference. Reese's return strategy had better work, given how she's been performing thus far. It's creating records, but not the ones you intended.
Now, once again, I'm going to die on this hill, and I've been saying this for about the last 10 days. Camila Cardoza is the real big on this team. By the way, had to sit on the bench nearly 6 minutes longer than Angel Reese. Couldn't have her in there. She might take some rebounds away.
Fans are calling her the worst shooter they have ever seen. What could possibly be so bad? Now let's examine the figures. Although you may have seen difficult starts in the past, Angel Reese's rookie campaign is changing the meaning of struggle. We are discussing a guy who, rather than lighting up the league, is lighting up social media in the wrong ways. Let's dissect it.
Tell me why on God's green earth she's about to throw up a three-point attempt. You can't hit baskets from 3 foot away. What are you doing out here?
Reese scores 14.3 points each game on average. Not so bad, is it? Now, buckle up because this is where things really get ugly. She is grabbing an astounding 20.7 rebounds per game. Doesn't that sound fantastic? The worst part is that she only has a meager 34% field goal percentage. That would be like driving a Ferrari at 30 miles per hour. In order to contextualize that, let us examine her teammate, Camila Cardoza. Cardoza has a 51% field goal percentage and has been making goals. That's what separates a pro from, you know, whatever Reese is doing these days. Wait, things get worse. Imagine this. During a single possession, Reese pulls down not 1, not 2, but 4 offensive rebounds. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? False. Not one of those could be turned into a point by her.
And now Angel Reese is mad because, yeah, for the 3rd consecutive game, she's getting dragged for a awful offensive performance.
It's like witnessing someone pound a closed door repeatedly in the hopes that it will open on its own. And not only is this type of play ineffectual, but critics and fans are also railing against it. Reese is being accused of playing selfishly and inflating his stats. It seems like she's engaged in a personal game of how many rebounds can I get, concurrently with her team's pursuit of victory in a real basketball match. And how the fans are treating her. A supporter remarked that Reese can't hit baskets from 3OT away. One person even went so far as to refer to her as probably the worst shooter I've ever seen. Hurt. You want to freeze your ego when you feel a burn like that. These aren't just snarky remarks or heated opinions. Reese's rookie season is being shaken to its core by these harsh criticisms. Real-time footage shows us how a young player's dream becomes a nightmare. It's similar to witnessing an anticipated film debut turn into a box office smash. However, Reese isn't the only one feeling the heat. The marketing staff of the WNBA must be frantic right now. Their investment in Reese as one of the league's faces is collapsing faster than a high-tide sandcastle, and they lost a lot of money on it. But this is more than just a terrible week or a poor game. We are discussing a severe crisis of confidence. Reese had a superstar attitude when she first joined the league, but these days she plays as like she's terrified of the ball. And here's the thing, a player's entire career may be marred by a start like this. It has happened in sports before. When a much heralded rookie makes a mistake right away, the potential that everyone was talking about starts to appear more like a mirage. Even though Reese's rookie season is off to a rough start, she won't give up easily. Her most recent action, with remarks as acerbic as her elbows in paint, she retaliated against her detractors. Is this the pivotal moment that Reese needs, or is she pushing herself further into a hole? Everyone is talking after Angel Reese made a shocking reaction. She responded to her challenging performance with a powerful statement that matched the difficulty of her performance. Reese shot back. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, and the topic of conversation abruptly changed. Perhaps you're asking yourself, is she serious? The issue is, though, Reese's comeback is more than just her self-defense. It's drawing attention to the tremendous pressure that WNBA newcomers experience. We are talking about young athletes entering a league where every action is scrutinized, every shot is evaluated, evaluated and every slip-up is publicized on social media. Reese's remarks like a window into the thoughts of a player who is under duress. She's resisting a system that demands perfection from the start, not merely ignoring criticism. This isn't a video game, she seems to be saying. It's difficult to live this actual life. However, Reese's return is dividing supporters on all sides and doing more than just creating waves. Her tenacity is being praised by others, who claim that the league needs someone with her level of fire. Others, they don't believe it, saying it's just a pretense for how poorly she performed. This is when the exciting part starts. There is another story that is developing while Reese is engaged in combat with fans. The other rookie phenom, Caitlin Clark, is drawing large numbers with her magnetism. It's similar to seeing two distinct movies unfold simultaneously. The marketing staff of the WNBA must be experiencing a lot of ups and downs. On the one hand, Clark attracts spectators and lights up the scoreboard. Reese, on the other hand, struggles on the court but creates drama off it. This is the kind of rookie rivalry that could spark excitement throughout the league or become a PR disaster. But first, let's briefly pan out. Reese's statement sheds light on how young athletes respond to criticism in the era of social media. Not only about herself, every erroneous play, every missed shot is all visible to the public for criticism. It's similar to hoops in a fishbowl. So was Reese's return a mistake or a genius move? The question that matters greatly is that she isn't, however, allowing the criticism to define who she is. Even though she hasn't exactly reached her potential yet, she is taking charge of her story. Although Reese's disobedience is receiving attention, the true test is still ahead. Her WNBA future could be made or broken by the decisions she makes now that the spotlight is shining brighter than ever. Everyone is watching and the clock is ticking. What will happen to Angel Reese next? It's more important for her to demonstrate that she belongs in the major leagues than it is to silence her detractors. Now let's discuss strategy. 3 things need to be Reese's main priorities: making wise decisions, shooting accuracy, and adjusting to the WNBA's fast-paced style. She seems to be attempting to solve a Rubik's Cube while running a marathon. It's not simple, but it's doable. Shooting accuracy comes first. With a frigid 34% field goal percentage, Reese is in position. That's virtually Arctic, not just frigid. She must quickly warm up those firing hands. We're talking about spending hours in the gym honing her form and identifying her sweet spots when playing. It's like learning how to ride a bike all over again, just with basketball. Decision making comes next. Reese's natural talent allowed him to thrive in college. What about the WNBA though? Playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers is similar to that. She must be able to read the court more quickly, predict plays, and know when to pass rather than try to hit hard. Playing smarter, not simply harder, is the goal. Not to be overlooked is tempo. The WNBA moves more quickly than a minute in New York. Reese must pick up the pace quickly. She feels as though she has been tossed into the deep end of the pool and must now learn how to swim with sharks. The problem is that Reese cannot accomplish this on his own. The Chicago Sky must do better. It is not enough to merely toss her out there and cross their fingers. They must write plays that highlight her abilities, enlist the support of her colleagues, and boost her self-esteem. They seem to be attempting to piece together a puzzle, with Reese serving as the missing piece that they are still figuring out how to slot in. Let's talk about fans now. Reese must make these detractors into supporters. How? By proving to them that she is more than a talker. She must establish a connection with them and reveal her humanity. Perhaps it's sharing her experience and her hard work with followers behind the scenes on social media. Angel Reese, the struggling rookie, needs to become Angel Reese, the fighter who never gives up. There's more to this tale though. Reese's weapon of choice is criticism itself. Yes, all those cruel remarks and insulting tweets, they might serve as her comeback's fuel. She seems to have an entire army of people unintentionally inspiring her to disprove their claims. Imagine this, Reese channels all that terrible energy into her gameplay. Every missed shot serves as motivation to get better at your craft. Every criticism turns into an obstacle to be conquered. She looks like she's in a Rocky montage, only instead of pounding large targets, she's honing her jump shots and footwork. This is when the exciting part begins. What happens if Reese completely changes the course of events? She accepts the criticism rather than avoiding it. She might end up being the embodiment of resiliency in athletics. Suppose these were the plots. From struggle to stardom, the Angel Reese story. Sports fans devour this type of comeback story like popcorn during a game. Let's face it though, this will not be simple. Reese is up against a hill steeper than Lombard Street in San Francisco. She is up against more than simply rivals on the court. She is also up against self-doubt, expectations, and criticism. She seems to be engaged in both psychological warfare and a game of basketball at the same time.